You're tuned in to Strength Culture's Quantum Lifting Podcast, brought to you by the team from Melbourne Strength Culture, the home of Australian strength training. Here are your hosts, Charlie Athanasiou and Jamie Smith.
We got wings. The devil. Welcome to another episode of Strength Culture's Quantum Lifting. Coming off our big weekend, we had the Strength Congress, first one, which will become an annual event for the Melbourne Strength Culture team. I don't know if I have had some people say they missed it on Instagram, but we pumped it, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody missed it.
If you missed it, that's on you. We did our due diligence in getting it out there. But that's so we're probably going to kick that off. We've got Didier with us today, who's our new gym manager. The gym manager manages the gym.
That's it.
Keeps me and Jamie in line.
And Jamie B.
And Jamie B.
The three of us, we needed somebody with a level head and some maturity. So we got
the man for the job.
We got the young guy to do it because we are three imbeciles. But that's all right. How are you doing, Didier?
I'm going good.
How was your weekend at the Congress?
It was great.
First public speaking
gig. Thought I'd start
off
off
100
with
people.
91 paying participants. But yeah, it went well. Very good milestone.
I really adopted. Nick Ryan was saying to me, because you got to remember, they've come here, they've paid money to see you talk, so
He said
everyone
wants to. No one wants you to stuff up. Everyone wants you to do well.
They want you to do well, and so that's what I kept reminding myself of. It's like, yeah, they're not paying me to stuff up. They're paying me to get a few key points from my speech and hopefully be entertained. So that was really what was in my head.
Yeah,
but you did well. I think we all did well. To be honest.
I liked that. Probably across the board, we were all a bit further down that entertaining side, because all the seminars I've been to, without a doubt, it's always the ones who are funny, entertaining, interesting, that I remember. And it's always the boring, dry toast ones that I don't take anything from. So I'm glad that all of us were able to have that.
I think that's something that we definitely want to identify as where we want to take the Congress every year. We do plan on growing it. We've already started talking to a couple of people who want to get on board next year.
Big names.
It will always, I think we'll always keep the price point a little lower. Probably just keep it to 1 day. I prefer the 1 day approach.
I think with the 2 days, like we said, it limits you, because 2 days is a big commitment. 1 day's like, and I was speaking to Durham too. He's like $100. He's like, oh yeah, I'll have a dip at that. Whereas when you start going 2 days, $300, $400, $500, it's a lot. It's a bigger. Am I gonna get?
And is it worth the value?
Yeah. Whereas I feel $100, like, I'll do that.
Yeah. So I think with that style, if we keep that entertainment, keep the talk short, we're probably going to get an additional 2 more external people next year. So there'll be 8 presentations in total,
which also is a bit more variation.
Yeah.
And I like the idea that we are pushing or using it as a time to go off the typical training. Although mine was like. But I think it was good.
Even then, no one talks about RP. Like across the board, we talked about stuff that tends to get overlooked. Different. All of us. Yeah.
But even I was speaking to someone, I can't remember who was telling me that the best way to is tell stories, and I think we did that. You tell stories rather than just blab information. Yeah. And even reading Mass by Pat Davidson, he's using the Humpty Dumpty analogy to talk about homeostasis and have you heard that?
No.
So Humpty Dumpty, he goes, I'm reading this book.
Oh wait, so all this time you're telling me you're reading Mass. Yeah. You're reading Pat Davidson's Mass.
Yeah.
Not
And he's talking about Humpty Dumpty, and he's like, what the fuck is this guy on about?
Yeah, he talks some shit.
He gets in the show, he's like, you're probably thinking, what am I talking about? I'm like, yes, definitely. Homeostasis is the egg. He's like, eggs shouldn't be on walls. Why was Humpty on the wall? It's he used some big words that
he's a smart
way out of my vocabulary, but something describing it as a non-spherical, oval shape.
Yeah.
He's like, that wobbles with a thin shell. Why are you on a wall? Anyway, he uses that as homeostasis. That's homeostasis, and then all the king's horses and all the king's men are. For the castle is the brain sends out all the king's horses, all the king's men to fix it.
Put him back on homeostasis.
That's your hormones and all that crap.
That's your internal
so that was his analogy, his story. So my point is storytelling keeps people entertained, but it also gets the message across in a more flavoursome way.
Yeah, it's a bit easier to remember and it's a bit easier to identify what the hell's going on rather than using big jargon terms. 100%. I think if we can take that route where it's a little bit more relaxed, the presenters talk a bit of shit about each other and show like what the culture actually is.
We've been ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. We want that to it. So it was a really good day. What was your presentation on Didier?
So mine was titled Building a Culture. So I was talking about the kind of environment we create here and how other people can do that for themselves. And then also the soft skills of coaching, so more communication type stuff, people skills, and why those are very important.
Because it is all just sets and reps.
That's
I
it.
like that. Because it is. It's just sets and reps.
At the end of the day, our clients don't really care for
They're not
the specific
the
mechanisms,
intricacies of our programming.
the nuance that's occurring.
It's like I could go and get Bryce's free program off the internet, and then probably I have
pretty
the
similar.
intelligence.
Yeah.
I have the intelligence to tweak it myself, and even run my own. I have the intelligence to run my own program. I pay Bryce because I like to talk to him, weekly check-in, talk shit with him. We send each other like crap on the internet. Yeah, that's what I'm paying for anyway. I'm not paying for the program. Like the
That's
program
what our clients pay us for. Yeah.
The program, it's easy, just sets and reps. Like
without a doubt.
so, that's what people are coming here to environment
The culture.
Without a doubt. So it was really good. So look out for next year. Hopefully we can find a venue that has food with the time. That was probably that is definitely the biggest piece of feedback that we have.
It doesn't work well, but I reckon that Salesian College would be sick.
Yeah, definitely.
But we don't have food there.
No, but we can cater. We just pay for it. We just have to pay for
barbecue.
Barbecue.
Get the Euro.
Get brother Joda.
Run a Lukey to run a Euro.
Yeah.
Out the front.
Sure.
Imagine that.
The Euro.
Salesian College is a venue that we may use. Apparently they've got a 200-seat auditorium now.
And it's where me and Jamie went to school, so there's something about going back to the roots of the Salesian. I think it's in Mannix campus.
Of the true Feagle. No, it's not. It's underneath underneath the old art wing.
Yeah, that's mad.
Near the tech design wing.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I haven't been back. Apparently we've got 10-year reunion next year.
Really?
Yeah.
10 years?
Yeah, 2020.
Getting old.
What the fuck?
Yeah, because James, the other guys have theirs this year, and we're next year. We're up.
Wow.
But I wonder how many people are going to come to that.
I'll go, definitely.
And then I was talking about it with Dom, and he's like, it's when everyone goes back, got to impress everyone. Like,
our whole life is on the internet.
Yeah, I think everyone knows what we're doing. Where we're
you
at.
and I, particularly, Charlie.
Yeah,
we literally talk
if you want to find out what we're doing, you know.
Yeah. So,
well, I want to talk a little bit about with you, because something you touched on in your speech was obviously not having a degree. You reiterated that point quite a bit, whereas all the rest of us have studied. You have done study.
It's not in the field.
Yeah,
not
politics.
relevant to the field. Yeah.
When did you realise you didn't want to do politics and you rather...
First of all, what the fuck drove you to politics?
Yeah.
Well, I'll start off by saying 18-year-old Didier versus 22-year-old Didier. It's a very different person, I reckon. I do a lot of different things, hang out with different people, like these fucking scum of the earth. I'm joking. I'm one of them.
Did you ever... know... Oh, no, that was a dumb question. I was like, did you ever meet a Greek before? Your girlfriend's
Greek. There's plenty of Greeks in Johnny's.
Did you meet Greeks to this extent?
Nah, now I've gone all the way.
That's what Beck said. She goes, I'd never met a Greek in my life. I went to my strength culture and there's 800 of you.
There's a lot of us.
But the Greeks in Southeast.
I say a lot of us here as if I'm
like you're not
not
Greek. Yeah, you're a different breed down here.
You've thought.
What made you want to do politics?
So second year uni, I was like, bit too focused on this whole gym thing. I should probably do something with this. I did my Cert 3 and 4 and then soon after started working at a gym not far from here.
The question was, what made you do politics?
Oh, politics. Sorry, politics. No,
you can answer that question after.
I had a, and probably still to some degree, an interest in kind of like social issues and things of that nature. And I wanted to not be a politician, but go somewhere down that track of making a difference. But it wasn't so much that I didn't want to do that. It's just working in a gym came up, and I'm like, oh well, there's a job here, and I enjoy it. So it's not that I hated what I was doing in the other realm. It's just, well, this is here. I like it. Let's go with it. Let's see what happens. And here we are. Second year uni, I was like, started working at the gym nearby, and then became a client here, and then
what were your peers like in that degree?
That's the thing. I felt really out of place. Like, it was a lot of girls. Everyone was like white. Most of the guys were like Yeah, not into fucking gym and shit. Like
I feel like there would be a lot of mature ages studying.
a few, but yeah, I felt out of place. Like I was involved. Like I'd ask questions. Like I'd get involved, but definitely didn't fit in with like the kind of cohort. And that's probably another reason why I wasn't like 100% in it. I was like, oh yeah, I don't really mesh with these people. I wouldn't go spend time with them outside of class. Yeah. But it came down to the gym. Like, oh yeah, I could get around these dogs. Yeah.
These dogs.
Yeah.
I was like that at uni too. I just, by the end of the deacon, I did not want a bar of anyone. And I'm like, you could. But I was just like, I used to really annoy me when the tutors would make you talk to the person next to you the first week. Like, introduce yourself. Like, I don't care. I'm not even going to see this person again after 12 weeks.
True.
And I'm like, if I'm going to meet people, I want it's organic.
Organic,
Like, you'll meet the right people at the right times.
That's
I don't need to force this shit on me. Like, if I like the person next to me, I'll talk to them. I don't need to be forced to. I don't like. And
that's fair enough.
I don't know anyway. But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
We had friends.
Yeah. I made 2 friends.
I made
at uni.
maybe one, if
maybe
that.
3. I'd say
maybe
3
one.
friends.
I don't speak to anyone from uni. No, Bulls. I did 2 subjects with him, but
Still it counts.
I wouldn't like.
It's how he ended up here. So.
Yeah, I suppose. So, no. The couple of people I did speak to don't talk to anymore.
Yeah.
Just because.
Yeah. Nah.
It's a lot different at high school. You're with everyone, kind of meshed.
But I still got all my high school mates.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But high school,
heaps.
you have the chance to kind of get to know people
like
better. Yeah.
But I'm still, which some people find quite interesting. Some people don't speak to anyone from high school.
Yeah.
Whereas I've still got.
I've got a handful.
I'd say my 3 closest mates are from high school. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all from. I went to high school with like heaps. So. High school.
Crazy.
Salesian days. As me and my brother used to say, Salesian was an institution. There was one time we were out. I won't name the club because people will probably judge us. But we were out and there was my brother calculated 8 levels of like Salesian there. It was like there's 8 levels.
Yeah, it was good.
Institution.
It was good.
So then you started this thing.
Yeah.
And like. What point did you go? I'm gonna drop out of uni.
It was
because that's a big decision.
It was when I was kind of like on the fence, like like I'll do a bit of PT and then a bit of work in that area. I was kind of like that was my kind of line that I went to. But then when Jamie offered me some shifts here late 2018,
about 12 months ago.
It was like 4 hours. I'm like, no, that's it. That's enough. Like, fuck it. I'm not going back next year because it would have been my last year.
Or was it the Wednesday night?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Wednesday night. When I got that, I'm like, nah, that's it. Because, like, soon before that, maybe a couple months before that, at one stage, Bulls was like, why don't you just become a strength coach? I'm like, when you put it like that, like, why not? And then, so when I found out a whole 4 hours here, I'm like, that's enough. That's
4 hours was enough
and
we've
built up from 4 to 26.5.
26 and a half.
There's obviously a few key criteria that you need to meet though as well. Like when Buzz was saying become a strength coach. Obviously you have to train, which you do.
Yeah.
And you're relatively strong and getting better.
No,
we have a strict criteria to become a coach at Strength Culture. Like there's a few key things.
We get a lot of people apply just randomly. We get people message me speaking at the conference or congress. Sorry, people will put their hand up. Hey, like I want to get a job with you guys. What do I need to do? And you know pretty quickly whether or not the person is going to fit within what we have built.
How many times did I ask for a job?
Never.
That's it. That's the secret, boys and girls. It'll come to you if you're the right one.
Yeah, there aren't many gyms like ours in Australia. There really isn't that have sort of set themselves apart in terms of like, all right, this gym is actually doing some cool shit. So there's not a whole lot of opportunity, and particularly like I don't know how the other gyms run, but we have we are now full wage here. Like it's a proper. I want careers.
We're employed. We're not paying
employed.
rent.
Yeah, it's not.
We're working.
So I can see why people want to come here, but the type of people that we would take, a very select process, and there's only a small handful of people that would even be in the conversation. So if you are interested, I would recommend that you probably should join our gym in some capacity.
That's number one.
Be from the door.
Remember, train, get stronger, show us.
Come see what we're about.
Because that's the, yeah. Like even with the internship, like a lot of people are going to get it purely because they train here.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we've seen what you like. Oh, you train. You actually want to get better.
Yeah,
Because that's the number one. Is if you're not training, why the hell do you think? I just don't. Now, like I use guitar for everything. It's like, why would I think I can go coach guitar if I don't?
Yeah,
play
exactly. It's such a good example.
Like fumble my way. Like, why do you think you can coach people into lifting big weights if you've never done it yourself?
What's her name? The Biggest Loser trainer.
Michelle
Bridges said that you can make a career change out of this.
You saw them on the back of a bus?
Straight into the fruitful health and fitness industry.
Was it Durham that said the other day about using people that overuse words is because they don't actually know how to explain it?
I think he said people make stuff sound like more complicated than it needs to be.
Because they don't know how
Because they can't just explain it in simple terms, yeah.
Yeah. That's the Einstein thing. If you can't explain something simply, you don't understand it at all.
Yeah, to the layman.
Yeah, which I think we can all relate to.
We've all been there.
Yeah, we've all been there trying to explain something and just running around in circles, but then it's like, actually, you know what?
Maybe I don't get this after all,
Yeah, exactly.
I used to do it a lot more with like just on the floor, like coaching stuff, like, but now it's like so simple. So, like when people ask me why do we do the 990 hip lift, I used to be like, oh, and I'm like, literally to get your pelvis and ribs into the right position.
Yeah.
And teach you how to breathe into abdominal pressure, and that's it. That's my answer. Whereas it used to be like, oh, I could do it because the anterior core does this, and then we want to explain.
And they're like,
but the way I used to explain it was because I don't think I fully.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, why do we do that? For those two reasons: intra-abdominal pressure, align the pelvis, and
get a little motor input, sensory input. Sorry, to feel what the hell is going on.
Like it's that simple. It doesn't need to be a deep, complex answer. So what's your one? Yeah, that's your first piece of advice was don't ask for the job.
Don't ask the job. Oh, so I wouldn't say that. That was just me kind of talking shit. But
you got it.
I feel like there's a fair few examples probably where people are going to ask for a job, like just kind of cold turkey, like they haven't kind of earned the right to ask for the job. Like I could have asked for a job, and Jamie probably be like, oh, maybe like
give us 2 months.
I'll sort something out. Yeah, but like I'd got to the point where like I deserved you. Like don't just like I think if you're just coming out of nowhere and be like, oh, give me a job, it's like probably not going to go down so well.
The other thing too I find interesting is that
garage doors going off.
People see us with small niche. I personally, places like that they'd be scouting their staff. Like
definitely.
You're not putting ads on Seek, like.
And so the question would be more not can I have a job, but what would it take to get a job with you?
Yeah.
And then we can go, well, first we probably train here, probably do an internship.
Yeah, the internship is still probably the biggest rock.
That's a hurdle. You have to do the internship.
That's the biggest rock, yeah. And our next hire, like we've been open about it, we want to hire another coach. More than likely, they're the first people we'll be looking at.
Internship
in the circle.
Or mentorship.
Yeah, definitely. Which is a good opportunity for anybody to learn, really. And they're starting to pop up more and more. I'm just going to restart the camera.
Yeah. Restart that. Dunzo. That's it. And next year, the mentorship will be...
Yeah, so we've got some plans for strength culture in general. That is probably the biggest change that we will make, though. It will be late March for anybody that is interested. I will start opening up applications mid-Jan. So I'm going to have 2 months.
Flooding.
I'm going to have 2 months to talk to everybody. It's not just going to be a straight-in process. I'm only taking select people.
Vetting.
It's going to be capped. It's something that we take very seriously here. So I want to make sure that it's the right thing because we are opening it up to obviously everybody within the strength and conditioning community. So it's not just the people in our direct radius anymore. So it'll be cool. But it'll be exciting. There's a lot of exciting things happening here, which will be cool. They'll be popping up in the next couple of months.
See it.
Pop.
2020, big years.
What are some of your goals, Didier, for 2020?
I was just about to say we did our quarterly goal setting.
What were mine? Let's think. One of them is to myself sign up for an online mentorship early next year. Jamie Buziotis is currently doing one, and I've seen some of the aspects of that he's taking and how that's helping him in terms of coaching people, kind of more business things, social media. And so I definitely want to do one of those myself. So I've started sussing out a few, but I definitely want to start one of those and expand my horizons, but then also for the gym, just have another input from out of the circle. Just be challenged, learn new things, have new ideas. Because even with Bulls, like even just like little things, we've added a few exercises and different variations.
We've added about 50 exercises.
Fair few.
We actually need to film
it just opened our like there's other tools in our toolbox now because of that. So I'd like to have that input for the gym as well. So that's one of them.
Do you have anybody that you're looking at for that?
I saw you were saying Mike Robertson. I might look more into that one because I have kind of followed his stuff a bit. Like some of the things he's had to say. So.
Yeah, they run a whole one with the iFast team there.
Yeah,
pretty sure Bill Hartman may be involved. I think, but
and especially with him, he's very like he's not. And I don't want to do like obviously there's not many out there, but I don't want to work with someone who's powerlifting specific. Like I want someone who's and also because of his age, like he's been around for a while, like he's done a lot. That kind of interests me in terms of that.
Venture outside the powerlifting.
Yeah, and he's definitely very outside of what we do. So it'll be good for me.
He actually used to train at Westside Barbell.
Yeah, he used to be a powerlifter, yeah.
Believe it or not.
He used to be a powerlifter, yeah.
Mike Robertson used to be at Westside.
One of the best strength coaches in the world used to lift big weights.
Funny that. Eric Cresty, weapons.
Still does. Joe DeFranco still does.
Big weights.
Yeah.
Jamie, I think you want to be up there?
I got 10 more years, man. Don't worry, I'll be back.
Head
I'm running the
first
Vither
here.
program.
Vither.
Everybody asked us, are we going to explain at any point what a Vither
I think
is?
today's the day.
I told
Charlie.
people, I said this to Steve Trelaw when we were going back from Luminosity on the bus. I said it's a bolt. And I'm like, it's so innocuous, but
Explain the concept.
when you
What's
take
the
the bolt out of something, what happens? It falls apart.
It falls apart.
This table is
The bolt that holds it together.
It's got bolts in here somewhere. I don't think this one does.
That is literally what a Vither is. I've had probably about 5 DMs through the Melbourne Strength Culture page. What is this Vither thing?
It's very hard, and with most languages, you can't directly translate stuff because the way you say things in one language, implied in that language, is the context is different. So, when you directly translate something, it's like malaka means you translate to wanker, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's like when you're calling your mate malaka, you're not calling him a wanker. It's like friend. It's like
it's wrapped in context.
There's
context.
culture that
So I think that's a bit Greeklish, to be honest.
Greeklish. How we've used
I don't think they're running around in Greece calling each other Vither.
So we've invented it.
I just don't think that's happening. I think that's a very Greeklish
Word. Phrase.
The way we use it in here is not. It's been that's Aussie.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
So that's what it is. It literally means bolt.
It's a bolt.
It's a bolt. Hence why we all have the bolt in our bios.
Yeah.
And if you want to put the bolt and the Greek Vither in your bio, please tag us.
And
you
screenshot it.
You can become part of Vither culture because
Vither Nation.
Vither Nation is growing.
We should run a promo like that where we get people to put it in their thing, screenshot, send it in, and the winner gets a t-shirt.
Yeah, well, once it's all set up,
look at that.
because we do have plans to make Vither a bit more of a proper
thing.
Brand.
Yeah,
so then everyone puts it in their bio, has to screenshot it, has to tag Melbourne Strength Culture in the story, and then
Charlie with the social media ideas.
Once we have the Vither t-shirts out, we'll run it.
Yeah.
Again, this will all be happening mid-July, mid-January.
I've already started I haven't.
Neurons that fire together, wire together.
They do wire together.
That's it.
What are your plans for 2020, Charles? Are we going holidaying?
I'm going holidaying. We're going to Liverpool. Well, Red Thursday's on today. It's Flight Centre's Black Friday. 4-day sale. Flights to London, $1,000, probably a bit more. They came up like $1,300 before. So I plan to go to Liverpool for 9 days to watch 2 games of soccer. And then just do some shit around there. Ollie said there's some really cool stuff to do.
It's a cool city.
Around
The
Liverpool.
Beatles.
Apparently, go to Manchester. That's got a really good night out. And then there's just just go to Liverpool, watch 2 games of soccer, and just fill the time in. That's with me, my brother, and Giorgio, who's meant to be coming on the podcast.
Yeah, I told him
talk about
finance.
Did you speak to him?
Yeah, I said if you got some topics that you actually, the other one is Bilal wants to actually do one on science and cells and mitochondria and stuff.
Yeah.
So I told him to reach out to you though. So if he hasn't done that,
I'll message him. We need to sit down and do our planning for the podcast
anyway.
So we've got to pick out potential guests and date them and stuff. And then the next one is Africa, which I'm actually doing with an old client of ours, Paul Fricky. He's going earlier, and then he invited me along because he knew I wanted to do something adventurous. We're going to Uganda to do an 8-day gorilla trekking tour. So gorilla trekking is only like 1 or 2 of the days. There's other shit, like we go to chimpanzee sanctuary and I can't remember the itineraries, all this shit, elephant parks and whatever. There's animals. But anyway, we're sick. So that's doing that. And then while I'm over there, I wanted to do volunteer work with animals before. I wanted to do it. I'm like, well, I'm there. I may as well go and do it. Eddie Codd, one of my clients, has done it. Paul Fricky did it, the guy I'm going with in 2011 or 12. Both said it was one of the best things they did. Really good way to also see the country, help out a little bit. It's a funny thing because it's like you're doing it for a selfish reason, but it's almost selfless. Like I'm paying money to go work with animals for 3 weeks, but at the same time I get a really rewarding experience. See a different perspective on the world and life. I'm also fascinated with Africa because it's like where life
started.
Like evolution and shit.
I've been listening.
I thought you said the Big Bang happened in Greece.
No, Africa comes from Greece.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's part of Greece. But the Big Bang happened in Greece. That actually happened.
Yeah.
That's where it came from. But I was going to say that in the presentation when you said we're all Greek. I'm like, Big Bang happened in Greece, but I didn't know. I was like,
but we are all Greek.
I'm not there yet. But anyway, yeah, Africa fascinates me because of that reason. So I want to... On my reading list has been The Social Leap for quite some time, which is a book by William von Hippel, which is all about how we went from chimpanzees to bipedalism, which is actually fascinating. Do you know how it happened?
What spurred that?
So
I've heard
the environment started changing in Africa. The rainforest started to dissipate. Lots of trees are gone. They're forced down. The chimpanzees are forced down to the ground. The savannah has long grass. So we've got a couple of reasons. We've got long grass. They have to get up on their feet to look over the grass. But now we also have land predators like cheetahs and lions and leopards and shit. So when we're on 2 feet, we've got 2 hands to carry weapons and throw shit. So William von Hippel said that chimps would have been able to throw the balls like a 10-year-old baseballer. So they would have not chimps, but as we evolved from chimps, so they would have been throwing these balls 60 miles an hour to kill, and he goes, you could have killed a zebra in one throw. Yeah, so interesting. So that are the couple of reasons why they adapted to and evolved to go to bipedalism, which I thought was interesting. So Africa fascinates me. I was looking at South America, but Paul messaged me and this opportunity came up. So
for sure.
Africa's on my list of places I'd like to go.
I would like to go there.
So I'll just do Africa and I'll do South America another time. So that's my plans. Then that's leisure. Work related, obviously compete at nationals next year. That'll be, I'm a bit like, I don't even want to think about powerlifting because I'm cooked, but that's one. Next is obviously ebook, write the Beginner's Guide to RPE ebook. And just one of the goals is to get more clients, which will come down to more content. So we're talking about some lecture series before. And then the goal of the ebook is eventually have a 6-week powerlifting mentorship, which will take people through powerlifting, coaching powerlifting, programming it, and nutrition for strength athletes, game day, coaching, strategies for coaching, all the stuff that I've learned over the few years that, I picked like JP's brain, Alex Hayes, guys that have been at Potsy,
we're in the circle.
From those guys, so I would like to put that into a product and put it out there for people and then run it alongside our mentorship. So that will be a bit more later 2020 to powerlifters or people that want to learn about powerlifting. Whereas our mentorship is just more strength and everything.
It's just everything. It's
got every assessment,
which is very similar to what our principles of performance seminars will be for this year, or next year. So
they're my plans. I think that's it for now. Exciting. And keep getting better at guitar.
Yeah, Didier can play guitar.
Yeah, okay. Man, there is that 8 million guitarists in here. I brought the guitar in the other day. Aaron's banging out Didier,
Billy,
Gabriel, Billy,
Elise.
Lucy claims she can, but I didn't see her actually play anything, so that's up for debate.
Gerald used to be a guitarist, electric guitarist in a band.
Gerald looks like an electric guitarist. He actually looks like a bass player. Like he'd just be fucking slapping up fingers.
It's aggressive.
Elise plays bass as well.
Elise plays everything.
Yeah,
she's like a classical
piano.
Yeah,
music theory. Yeah. She's actually showed me some cool bands before.
Adam Reed,
Tame Impala.
Yeah, they're good.
We were listening to them before. They're good. I like them. They're a bit and their art cover's really psychedelic.
Yeah.
Like, it was cool. And the music, like the guitars, and sounds good.
Nice.
So delve into that.
Go for it.
So they're my goals. Well, not goals. Yeah, just things. 2020.
2020.
It'll come around quick.
We've got the calendar up here, so we're starting.
Potsy also was thinking about doing an international comp. So, I don't know. Anyway, the focus will be nationals. That's if I only do one next year, will be nationals. I'll see if I do the second. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't
Smith,
know.
what about
Just
yourself?
an idea.
My own goals are definitely the mentorship. That's probably the biggest
That's the
one.
one.
There are some personal things alongside that will occur if I can execute, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, the mentorship, in terms of business related, the mentorship's the big one. But obviously also get the 4 coaches to capacity, which I see happening. I think it will happen within 3 months, which will be a really cool thing. All of a sudden we become exclusive.
Yeah.
Our scarcity drives.
Supply and demand.
And then all of a sudden, once we're there, we've got a very good...
Create demand, decrease supply.
Bang.
Now you can drive the price up.
No.
Charlie, oh nah, what are you talking about?
But I think
scarcity drives the price up.
I think I've definitely identified that the team we have here is the team that I want the next 10, 15, 20 years to be together. So if we can get to capacity, that means that we have a security bubble around us that ultimately allows us to go and try different things and build out different products and processes that will ultimately allow us growth, continual growth away from purely coaching. Because it gets to a point where the coaching side of things, it has a cap of money, it has a cap of just mental drive.
How many people can you
how many people can you coach, but also how many times can you just say the same thing to the same people, and it gets to a point.
That, and then over 5, 10 years, like how long can you
You want to
like
challenge.
Yeah, the people that we look to and aspire to be, and the people that we would see as gold standards, Eric Cressy's, Robertson's, Mike Teixeira's, Juggernaut training system, JPS, and now
they've taken that next step.
You sort of transcend coaching, and it's like, how can I influence the industry? How can I influence other coaches? How can I build a support system around everything that we do that has multiple facets, and it's not just coaching? I think our business we're at a point where those doors are starting to open, so I would like to just explore in 2020 and see what we can do with what we've built over the last 4 years pretty much now, which is crazy. When you said you were 22, I was like, fuck, I started this at 23. We started this at 23.
Yeah.
It was in 12 months later. Fuck me.
Nice.
What were we thinking, Charles?
You weren't thinking.
I wasn't thinking.
You don't think. You just impulse.
He just does.
Just
do ideas.
Do.
There's no space between.
What is it?
It's
like kickbox first, ask questions later.
That's what you do. Fun fact. Speaking of scarcity and supply and demand, De Beers was the company that made De Beers. It's De Beers. I watched a YouTube video on it. Interesting. They're the company that made buying a diamond ring for an engagement.
Oh, I've heard about this. Thousands.
Yeah. They pumped it. Marketing, movies, everything. Fucking, you got to spend this much of your wage.
They only sell a certain amount per year.
Yeah, and that's why they the marketing campaign of a ring is for a lifetime, because they don't want you to ever resell your ring, because then you work out that it's worth peanuts.
Yeah,
and that's also why I just can't buy a ring. Yeah. Not that I haven't wanted to buy a ring before, but it's just like I think just knowing that makes me angry.
I have heard about that story before.
It's like, because they're not.
Economics is crazy. Tom Sewell, Basic Economics, a really interesting ebook if anybody wants to listen about some really boring shit, but how economics shapes every industry, every culture, everything.
Well, it's like the housing market. The banks restrict loans, house prices drop, they want to increase prices, they fucking start giving loans.
Give loans to everyone,
it's just
it's crazy.
In control.
Yeah.
It's fucking balance the scale, like, so.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else you want to discuss here?
Is there any final words for you?
Didier's coaching next week at the Team Champs.
I am.
You are the head coach.
I think Potsy's going to help you out with me. Just be at the back with you. Yeah. Just kick it. I want Potsy out there.
So if you like, I'm commentating the first two sessions.
He said, he goes, I want to kick on him. I want to fucking know. I like but he's
good.
So he's competing, I think, earlier, so he'll just kick it after.
Yeah.
So he can be a help.
Fun day.
He can be a helping hand.
It'd be a great day.
I think it's Elise as well with me.
You and Elise, yeah.
And middle, you got a break in the middle.
Because because is it
Jason
and Annabelle
early
break, and then you two. Cool. Nice.
commentating the first two, so
Of course you are.
just
PA's commentator.
I gotta check what time lifting starts. I want to get
9
there
o'clock.
for Jason, Annabelle,
and then leave.
but it's
Big day.
a big day. I start lifting till 3
Yeah, just leave.
and go home.
Don't go
home's
home.
too far.
Just leave. Ask JP if you can just go and kick it at his house.
Go watch a movie.
Just go kick it at JP's house.
Sit in Hoyts. Eat
Sure,
some
we can work
popcorn.
something out. All right.
Yeah.
Are we done?
Anyway, we're done. That's
We're
it for
done.
this
I
episode.
just want to plug our seminar content. Early 2020, March Feb we have Melbourne. Feb 8th and 9th we have Melbourne. March 7th and 8th we have Sydney. March 14th, 15th we have Perth. And then on the 28th of March we have Assessing the Strength Athlete, which is definitely a personal project that I've been building over the last 2 years. We'll discuss every facet of assessment, a bit of programming sort of things, some acute chronic workload ratio, is the hype worth it? And then obviously like the biomechanical analysis sort of stuff that we do here with Strength Culture with our assessment process, all bundled into about a 5 or 6 hour product there. So if you're interested in any of those, please let me know. We are also doing group buys. So if you have 2 mates, if there's 3 of you that want to come, message me and I will give you a group discount because we want to get these things rolling. So they're all on our website. If you want more information, just message me. But done.
Plug it, stitch it, wrap it.
Done.
Farewell.
Kickbox later. Kickbox first.